Five Nights fanatics, buckle up, because Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is officially here, and it does not end quietly. Oh no, this movie throws ghosts, killer robots, shocking family reveals, an Avengers Endgame style reunion, and a final shot so crazy the entire fandom is already screaming into their plushies. The puppet isn't done. Springtrap is waking up, and Vanessa, yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. And whether you loved every second or you're thinking that Rotten Tomatoes score was a little too generous, one thing's for sure, this ending changes everything. So we're breaking down the full ending of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and what this wild new direction means for the entire Five Nights movie universe. Let's get into it. We pick up 1 year after the first film. Mike, Abby, and Vanessa are doing their best to live normal lives again, but the town around them has turned Freddy's into a tourist attraction. There's merch, there's a festival, people are dressing up like the very animatronics that murdered half the town. It's weird, but hey, let's not pretend Five Nights fans would 100% do that in real life. Abby still misses her original 4 animatronic friends like they were family, and didn't in fact try to brutally murder her, which leads her right back to the abandoned pizzeria. Meanwhile, just down the road at another pizzeria, somehow no one knew was there. Something very angry has awoken. The marionette, Charlotte Emily's spirit, the girl who died at Freddy's while every adult watched her suffer, and who has spent decades quietly boiling with resentment. Now free, she decides, if adults failed her, adults must pay. With the persuasion of Abby through her new shiny animatronic friend, Toy Chica, the marionette forces Vanessa to give her the code to allow the animatronics to leave the pizzeria and unleashes them across town. Toy Chica turns a school event into a massacre. Toy Freddy storms FazFest. Mangle ambushes Vanessa and takes her for a joyride. Even Toy Bonnie is out here breaking into houses and trying to murder parents. This is the first time in the franchise where the fear leaves the pizzeria and hunts in the real world. Mike races back to Freddy's trying to shut it all down, but Charlotte is done playing with machinery. She abandons the toy suits and possesses Abby directly. Suddenly, this little girl who once drew pictures for the animatronics is staring up at Mike with the dead, painted eyes of, yep, the puppet. And it pushes Mike and Vanessa into a desperate fight to pull her out using Charlotte's old music box. And hey, what do you know, just like that, with pretty much no effort at all, Abby is back in her normal body. It would be great to celebrate that win. Except the toy animatronics are still very much online and very much ready to turn Mike's living room into a crime scene. These newer models aren't friends, they're Charlotte's blunt instruments of revenge, and soon someone else's too. Cue the next villain, Michael Afton. Yes, William Afton's son, Vanessa's long-lost older brother, and like father, like son, he has chosen violence. He reveals he has been manipulating this entire situation so he can finish his father's legacy of murder. He wants the Aftons to rule through terror, and he expects Vanessa to pick up a knife and join the family business. When she refuses, Michael orders the toy animatronics to execute everyone in the room. But the movie isn't done with shocks yet, because this is when the OG animatronics give us an Avengers Assemble moment, marching straight into Mike's home to save their old friend, the one they absolutely didn't try to murder, by the way. But the OGs, oh, they're here to kill for sure, but not Abby this time. Mike and Vanessa brace for impact, and just when all hope disappears, the originals rip the toy animatronics to pieces, finally acting like the protectors they were always meant to be instead of the monsters they were forced to become. The climax fight ends, and for a moment, it actually feels like everything might finally be okay. But right away, you can tell something's wrong. The original animatronics start to shut down because they weren't meant to leave the pizzeria. One by one, they fall, the technology failing while the children's spirits inside are finally released. Before they go, they leave Mike with one final warning. William Afton's body has been hidden inside Freddy's all this time, and they were the only thing keeping him locked down. Now that they're leaving, he will rise again. Cue Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Outside, Michael Afton tries to escape but is quickly taken down and arrested. Mike leaves Vanessa after telling her to leave him and Abby alone, which with everything she's lied about, valid. But as Vanessa steps across the threshold of the ruined house, the horrors ain't over yet. Charlotte's spirit surges back into view and slams into Vanessa's body. Her smile grows too wide, her eyes freeze, the puppet tear streaks return, and Vanessa stares directly at Mike and Abby with the face of the marionette. Cut to black. Vanessa is now the puppet's new host. Didn't see that one coming. So now the stage is set. Vanessa, or really Charlotte, is out there in the real world, not tied to a music box anymore, and finally able to hunt adults wherever they try to hide. Springtrap is rising back inside Freddy's, that rotting monster finally getting another chance to continue his legacy, and both of them have exactly one target in mind: Mike and Abby. Think about that for a second. A vengeful spirit in control of William Afton's daughter, and the undead father who started all of this waking up in the dark. Two villains, two terrifying agendas, and despite everything that happened between them, the murders, the guilt, the betrayal. Are we about to see a father-daughter team up? Good luck, Mike. You're gonna need it. Okay, so real quick, let's talk about what I thought of all this. I'm gonna be honest, this movie drove a forklift full of lore directly into my skull. Evil siblings, roaming animatronics, ghost kids ascending into heaven. It's a lot. It's pretty messy. The story structure and pace worked about as well as a spring lock suit in a rainstorm. But fans are eating this film like it's their last slice of Fazbear pizza. Seeing the marionette, the OG4, Mangle, Springtrap. For this community, it's like Christmas came early, and I get it. If you're a big Five Nights fan, you're probably gonna love it. But for me, I walked out of that cinema kinda disappointed. The chaos is fun in theory, but this movie genuinely feels like someone pressed shuffle on 30 years of lore and then stapled the results into a screenplay and said, yep, that'll do it. I was invested at times, sure, but also staring at the screen thinking, who the fuck allowed this? So for that reason, I'm giving Five Nights at Freddy's 2 a very conflicted yet deeply chaotic. One Faz talker out of 1,000. Flawed? Absolutely. Fun? Somehow yes. Does my brain hurt? Also yes. Now I want to hear from you. How do you feel about Puppet Vanessa? Are you hyped for Springtrap's full debut? Drop your hottest Five Nights movie 2 takes in the comments below. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Oddly Horrific. Stay spring locked, and we'll see you in the next one.